Somebody's in here. He's pushing me.
Venga. We go at the military base.
Today we're gonna talk about a new survival game called Deadpoly. It's developed and published by TFL Games and it actually has a low poly graphic style. So I don't know if the name has something to do with that, but if it does, nice. Which basically means that it has a relatively small number of polygons. And if you'd be into 3D modeling, you would understand it more, but let's just say it contains less detail. Of course, that's personal preference, but I really like this style. When I logged into the game for the first time, I was amazed by the performance I was getting FPS wise. Usually when you're playing a brand new early access game, it's kinda clunky, but I didn't get that same vibe in Deadpoly. The only downside was, me and my friend are from Europe, and currently there's only one official server from NA, so we had ping issues which kinda forced us to host our own server. So to the people from America, fuck you. Nah, I'm joking, I love you. So, I want to give you my honest opinion on the current state of the game, and the way I felt playing the game for the first time. Like I said, FPS felt great, so that instantly made me feel comfortable walking around the map and exploring. In survival games, I feel like a couple of aspects are pretty important to keep players active. For example, this is something Escape from Tarkov does a pretty good job at, the rarity of the items. Have you ever watched a video of somebody finding a red keycard in that game? It sounded like me when I had my first orgasm, god damn! But all jokes aside, from personal experience, I always get excited when I find new stuff. And I think Deadpoly does a decent job at it. Because after finding basic stuff, I also found out about a bunker that you need a key for to get into, and that instantly rang a bell that said, good fucking loot. Eventually I did find the key and for some reason it spawned right in front of the bunker itself. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen, but whatever. The loot inside was better than the loot you find outside of these rare loot areas, which I personally think is great because that gives the game a grindy feel to it. And also, there's a good amount of guns that you can find and use for an early access game. You can also add some attachment to your guns like a scope, muzzles, and mags of course. It's not too easy to find them, and it's also not easy to find enough bullets to continuously shoot, which means you would have to be careful how many bullets you shoot because you're gonna run out of them. There's this weird dude who quarantined himself and you can basically buy weapons and bullets from him, with money. Yes, it's a zombie apocalypse and they still use money. But basically, if you have enough money, you're able to buy bullets and guns from this guy instead of finding them. But he's located in the open, so if you have a decent amount of players in the server, the chances you get killed are pretty high. The building aspect of the game is pretty fun too. It's not as intricate as another survival games you're probably used to, like Myth the Vampires and Rust for example, but in its own way it's fun and you can build inside of regular buildings as well, which reminds me, we had this one dude on our server who was a pretty smart guy. He nested himself in the building and put doors in front of every entry of every floor, which we had to get through to get to the treasure, aka where he stashed his loot. And believe me when I tell you, it took us a long damn time to get through the metal fence, but once we got through, we got fucking debated because he had nothing special. But it was a great experience though, because we were the ones who got bullied in Myth the Vampires like this. Now that's karma. But before all of this happened, we actually had some great PvP with this guy too. Which brings me to the next topic, PvP. So, to me personally, the PvP aspect of the game is what makes me come back. The frustration after being raided, you wreak vengeance on your enemies after the fact and so on. So, when we first came across our first enemies, it was new to us as well to figure out how everything works, and it honestly was really fun. Because they took different angles, they kinda pinned us so we had to rotate. What I'm trying to say is that it's not a Call of Duty run and shoot type of game. It can be, probably, but being cautious felt like a necessity to survive, to me at least. The guns do have some recoil when you shoot them, which is great. It shouldn't be too easy to shoot people. One thing I do think though, the developers should expand the map as soon as possible, cause as of now it's pretty small, so I'd see myself getting bored by it pretty quick if I would main this game or simply just play a lot. Which doesn't mean that I didn't have any fun, because I honestly did have fun playing it and I felt like coming back to it. I feel like I've covered the basics enough for you to decide whether this game is something you would want to support in its early stages of its development. It's currently for sale on Steam for almost 17 euros, which is roughly 19 US dollars. Let me know in the comments if you're gonna buy the game or not, and let me know why you made that decision. If you want to stay updated on the newest survival games coming out in the future, or more Deadpoly related videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bells on, because I will go through the daily wormhole of looking for games for you. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.